We're already rolling. All right, welcome back to another Beer with the Queer. Sorry I missed it last week, but we're doing 2 in a row. That means I'm gonna get drunk on 2 beers. Who cares? All right, first beer. Oh, also, I have notes. We're gonna get it right. We're gonna learn things today. All right. With Kona Brewing Company's Big Wave Golden Ale, 16 fluid ounces of liquid Aloha. That's what it says. I don't know. Let's try it. Why am I drinking 16-ounce beers if I'm doing 2 in a row? Anyway, doesn't matter. Not your problem. It's not my problem. It's the boyfriend's problem. Good luck. All right, smooth drinking. I like golden ales. There's not much going on to it. Little malty, little flat on the tongue. Smooth drink. You can just drink a bunch of these. Hot day. Oh, I get it, because it's like Hawaii. You're just going to have a hot day by the pool. All right. I get it. Good job. Speaking of making big waves, did you see that transition? That was seamless. The first black queer person we're going to look at today is, to continue on with Black History Month. If you don't know it's Black History Month, there's other problems. And that problem is the Florida education system. It was bad before, and now we're on DeSantis. Anyway, we're going to talk about, I have notes so I don't mess things up, but Lorraine Hansberry. If you don't know who Lorraine Hansberry is, you may have heard of the name. She was born in 1930 and only lived to 1965. 34 years old, she died of pancreatic cancer. Kind of sad. But she had a claim to fame, and that was she was an activist and a playwright, and she is the person who wrote A Raisin in the Sun, which is a critically acclaimed Broadway play. It's been made into a movie with Sidney Poitier in it. I believe Denzel has played it on Broadway. It is a massive Broadway play. Actually, it came out in 1959. In 1959, it was the first play written by a woman to be produced on Broadway. So she wrote A Raisin in the Sun, which made her the first black playwright and youngest American to win a New York Critics Circle Award. So that's impressive, by the way. Back in 1959, being not only the youngest, but the first black person to win the New York Critics Circle Award. If you don't know anything about A Raisin in the Sun, it's about an African-American family that's struggling, and it's just really kind of a great look into the life at a time, slice of life type play. And in fact, a fun fact, speaking of queer history and keeping it in theme, the name A Raisin in the Sun is named after a line from a Langston Hughes poem, Harlem, Dream Deferred. Speaking of black queer activists and people in history, Langston Hughes, part of the Harlem Renaissance, is incredible. But here's the thing that we learn about Lorraine Hansberry today. Not only did we learn that she wrote this, so critically acclaimed and deservedly so. It's absolutely amazing. If you haven't seen it, watch the Sidney Poitier version. It's a movie, and everybody loves watching movies. Who has time for a play? Although it takes the same amount of time, but you can't pause and go make pizza rolls at a play. That'd be weird. But the important thing about this is that she did all of that, and unfortunately died at 34, had a very promising career, all of this accolade. But we don't find out until 2014, almost a half of a century later after her death, that she was a lesbian. Her estate released her diaries and her writings, and we find out that this whole time she was a lesbian. And so she wasn't able to be celebrated during her lifetime for doing all of these achievements as a queer individual. She broke down so many borders for the African-American community, and she was also doing it as a lesbian. But again, 1959, she had to stay closeted, and this is what happens. You know, these type things. I'm not saying that caused her cancer. That'd be silly. But the amount that we had to hide, and that we don't find out that this lady's love and who she was as an individual for 50 years after her death, to find it out, is just one of those things. So your gay of the day is Lorraine Hansberry. Watch the movie, go see the play if you're ever on Broadway. It's an amazing piece of work. I saw it when I was a child, and it's all inspiring. So that is your first queer today. And scene.